Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. I am Dieter McBusiness, American Wasp, your regular host, joined as
hmm
always by the one and only, the ever exciting, and was recently shaved, but now he's letting it grow back in.
Yeah, I should
Stat
get back
Pat
on that.
Stateless Patriot, dude, get on that shit, man.
Yeah,
Clean shaven.
I gotta be more consistent with it. I gotta train myself now because I'm so used to like just shaving it off and then just letting it grow all the way back out again. It's just like, nah, I gotta get like on a tight knit routine now. Now that I feel
You just got to get an
of a
electric
lot better.
razor.
Yes,
Just get
yeah,
an
yeah,
electric one, man. They're great. They're expensive,
yeah.
but they're great.
Right, yeah. I usually stick with like the Gillette Mach 3s, and they
I
last a
don't do
while.
the.
There.
I can't do the blades. Oh God, the
Yeah.
blades scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, I'm just so used to them at this point. But yeah, that's definitely an investment I'm going to have to make, especially if I want to commit to shaving it all off and keeping it that way because it does take off several years. I've had nothing but compliments. It's just like,
Yeah,
hello, why not?
yeah. Listen to them. So here we are. It's Wednesday, August 20th, and it seems in a weird way like things might be plateauing in terms of the big problems. I mean, ice raids are still happening, but they don't. I don't know if
hmm
they're getting less visible or, but I feel like I'm seeing less ice raid videos on social media, but maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Um, this foreign policy shit with Ukraine and
hmm
the absence of any involvement really with the Israel Gaza conflict, other than, of course, giving them money and weapons, but
Yeah,
basically Netanyahu doing whatever he wants. So, I
yeah,
mean,
still the same.
the world is in a tough place, and you and I are old enough now where it's like, all right, we just gotta suck it up for a year, and then hopefully he'll get some power mitigated by the midterms, and then 2 years after that. But it's gonna
Right.
be, 3 years before, again, we always say it. Uh, as long as we have free and fair elections, then we should get the political pendulum to swing the other way. But it's just a matter of, do we survive until then?
Of
Do
course.
we survive until then?
Yeah,
Like it's survival right now. It's brutal.
yeah, and the cracks are
Even if
beginning
it has
to
flattened
show.
out, it hasn't declined. It's flattening out, and that is just consistent shit. You know what I mean?
No, of course, exactly. Yeah, I mean the economic pitfalls and cracks are starting to show. You got the PPI numbers being like way higher than estimated. You got um, overall price of vegetables, produce, and whatnot up like nearly 40% just
Yeah.
within the
No,
last month.
yeah, he hasn't fixed anything to do with costs of
No, no,
living.
of course. Yeah, I
He hasn't
mean,
done anything to fix
there,
cost of living.
yeah, there's tariffs, and there obviously right now there's also the advent of what's what's basically become of all these ice raids and the stripping of the agricultural workforce from the country. And I wouldn't doubt whatsoever that has had a major impact on you know the cost of goods going up right now.
Yes.
It should be. I mean, it should be obvious, but um, we're just seeing bit by bit, piece by piece, the awful results of Trump's policies coming into fruition.
Yeah, and I saw recently on social media someone posted this kind of like one American putting his arm around another American kind of thing
hmm
in like the wheat fields, like farmer
Yeah.
style. They're presumably farmers or something,
Right.
and
Yeah.
uh, and it said underneath it, you don't have to admit you were wrong, you just have to admit you were lied to. And I reposted, and I was like, fuck this. Not only do you have to admit that you were wrong, You have to admit that you will continue to be wrong and have been wrong so long as you believe conservatism is still intellectually viable in
Yeah.
today's world. Especially, and
Yeah.
if you want to get specific with, and if you want to get down the road of defining what I mean by conservatism, I'll go with conservative capitalism.
Hmm.
Okay? And then if you want to get even more specific, you want to get the political side, who's to blame? Baby boomer conservative capitalism. Double
Hmm.
B, double C, dude.
Hmm.
That's what I'm selling. That's what I'm trying to get out there into the zeitgeist and get people talking. I wish I
Yeah.
had a fucking platform where I could tell people how to talk shit, but
Hmm.
you know, yet to happen for me. Although I get on my this space every Wednesday, but I didn't get
Hmm.
one new subscriber from it. But that's kind of what I'm selling, man. Is like, don't just talk shit about capitalism. Don't just talk shit about conservatism. Talk shit about both of them and bind them to a specific group of people that really have been politically in charge since 1980,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
baby boomers became the biggest voting bloc in American history in 1980, and the first baby boomer president was Bill Clinton in 1992. And who ruined the Democratic Party? Bill
Hmm.
Clinton.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it should be just blatantly obvious to the political public, the people who are actually in tune with politics and are able to see things um, objectively, at least more objectively than most, that the Republican Party is just all full of liars. They will say and do anything.
Anything.
They don't need to be educated or informed on anything.
No, they just do what they're
Uh,
told.
yeah, exactly. Whereas Democratic voters and people who are actually directly involved with the Democratic Party, they actually have to be like a whole lot more careful. They got to be informed. They have to be in touch.
Culturally
And
sensitive.
yes, sensitive. I mean, to all sorts of things. It, what I guess we can kind of get into because this kind of ties into everything that we've discussed for a long time now. The town hall that I attended
Yeah, let's hear about it.
for Representative Josh Harder, who represents the district up here that I live in, and it's a very agricultural district. So there's a lot of industry up here. I mean, you just name it. There's something that's being grown up here. Something that's being produced, be it wine, be it there used to be peaches up here. Almonds is a big one. Lots of dairy for damn sure. And like we just said, he's very sensitive to the issues. So that means he's very informed, and it kind of has to be because a lot of people in this district count on him and his votes in Washington. I mean that's the case for any representative. That way, just making sure that he is true to his word and represents his constituents. And that was basically put on full display. Like he was basically held accountable, and people were frustrated. I heard a lot. It was mostly like people over 50, 60 years old, but like listening to a lot of like older Gen X and baby boomer liberals talk. It's like I'm surrounded by a bunch of like actual lefties. It's like, wow, you guys are actually in tune with the issues, and like you guys want to see the Democrats fight. It's just like, well, this is damn reassuring. Like I'm glad to hear it. Um, but I mean, with that, it's a very fine line to walk because not only are you going to Washington to cast your vote on various issues in this, that, and the other, you're also making sure that the voices of your community, your voters, are heard, and it does take a fine balance uh,
Right.
to 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 basically walk that line, but also have your own opinions and be not just informative on the issues, but informed yourself. And my sound is bad, huh?
No, your sound is
So,
okay.
according to Megan,
Anyway,
it's
I
not.
can. So
Mhm.
it's like a balancing act between listening and talking, but in effect, what you're doing is like acknowledging where they're coming from, and then subsequently trying to maybe influence the way they look at your responsibility and your power and your ability to affect change in their lives.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The sound should be good now. I had the
It
wrong
is.
mic turned on. On your end, it's fine, but of course, I have two StreamYard tabs open. Anyway, so it was it was a neat experience, but like there was clearly a lot of frustration. A lot of people were scared. They hate what they're seeing. They want more fight out of the Democrats. A lot of the stuff when it came to ICE was brought up. The people like got up and actually spoke like actual guests. Like industry is disappearing. The whole there's a lot of there's a lot of wine out here, and it's all just shrinking. Lots of like corporate conglomerates coming in and buying up a lot of the vineyards and whatnot, and so they're becoming like more national and international brands, and it's just a corporatization. It's just bastardizing the experience,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the case like beyond the wine industry as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I was actually a little impressed because he was able to speak clearly, succinctly, didn't mince words, didn't stutter at all, didn't even really misspeak or anything at
Oh, so he
all.
was a pro.
Um, yeah, very much a pro, but you can
Good.
tell like he's
Where's
very
he
well
from?
from I think like Modesto. I could be
What's
wrong.
his
Like
name again?
Josh Harder. That's his name. But he's very much a I guess you could say a family man. Very much.
He's a state congressman or something.
He's
It's
he's he's part of the House of Representatives, so he's
okay.
like one of the actual
Oh, it's
congressmen here.
HARDER. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and so but yeah, you can tell like he was very well rehearsed. He was succinct. He's a professional, and despite his cool, calm demeanor, like he even like worked up a sweat up there. It's just like you're so he was like working hard, handling the town hall and whatnot. And there was definitely some frustrated people, and it's like eh, I can I can tell like the frustration is definitely warranted, but also like how is he going to like he's just one guy, people were calling for Trump's impeachment. It's just like I mean until Democrats have control, they're like hands are tied on quite a few things. And he also was very informative about how bad the big beautiful bill for billionaires is going to be for this region, this district in
Mm-hmm.
particular.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually kind of like really eye opening. Like I think 50,000 people in this district alone are going to lose healthcare coverage. A lot of industry is going to vanish. A lot of, especially like uh, things that get federally funded. Just a whole lot of things. Um, but
Yeah. Well,
it,
people seem to have forgotten that in the algebraic equation. Do you know the algebraic equation for GDP? Do you know what it is?
no, I do not.
Does anyone listening know? Check your chat. Does anyone know? Don't without Google. You're on your honor. Give it another 10 seconds or so. Does anyone
Hmm.
know what the algebraic equation is for GDP? Gross domestic product. What is it actually? It's a sum. It's a bunch of things adding up together. What is it? All right, ready? It's C plus G plus I plus NX, which stands for consumer spending plus government spending plus investment, also known
Hmm.
very more colloquially as infrastructure,
Hmm.
that which facilitates economic growth, and then net exports is the NX.
Right.
So everyone should know that. That's an
Hmm.
easy way to call out anybody and to know if they were paying attention in ever took an economics class.
Yeah.
Like to know how we evaluate, and that in and of itself, the definition of GDP actually destroys
Hmm.
all of capitalist theory because of the assumptions that it operates under, which
Yeah.
is that spending is the indicator for the quality of the society
Hmm.
and GDP per capita. And then
Right.
you get into the stock market growth. And it's like, then you got to hit that statistic of 10% of households that owns publicly traded stock own 93% of publicly traded stock.
Right.
Okay? So all these metrics that are being used to evaluate our economy are not accurate. You know what is useful?
Hmm.
Minimum wage,
Yeah.
adjusted for inflation. CPI, that's useful. Consumer Price Index, that's very useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It was actually like pretty. It was pretty cool because he actually got into the numbers during the town hall about various things, like whatever issue came up.
cool.
Um, yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds well. I mean, he's a professional. I mean, he went to public high school, and then he
mhm.
went to Stanford
Stanford,
undergrad,
and then I
and
think
then he went to both Harvard Business School and
mhm.
Harvard's Kennedy School of Government. I actually thought about going to Kennedy School of Government, but I didn't end up applying because I wanted to get out of Boston.
Mhm.
But yeah, he is extremely well educated,
Yes,
and obviously intellectually qualified to be a great politician. He could, I mean, he's got a high
yeah,
ceiling.
yeah, and I basically came away from that town hall pretty impressed by like how actually progressive he is on various issues. He might have a few shortcomings. I think maybe like a couple Israel votes the last couple of years haven't been,
That's what
preferable.
he's
I
told.
guess you could say,
Where's he
yeah,
get his
not
money
not
from?
not not entirely, but and also there's I think, and I didn't notice at the time, but this is only according to Track APAC, the website. But I guess he takes a lot of money from them. So that's
Yeah, I'm gonna
very
take a look at. I'm taking a look right now.
yeah, but
Yep,
it does
American
show.
Israel Public Affairs Committee, 50 grand.
Really, okay, yeah. I think the Track
Stanford
APAC number
University's
said
giving hooking him up too. J
yeah.
Street PAC, 30 grand, 31 grand.
Well, that's that. Well, I mean, it's actually pretty funny because he said his specific words are, "I am proud to not take any corporate PAC money." Now, those PACs aren't exactly. I wouldn't say that they're exactly corporate. So he was very particular with his words. Not entirely honest. That's kind of that's kind of shitty. But regardless, he is definitely one of the better representatives overall in the Democratic Party. He could definitely be a lot better, but it really seems like he is a lot more focused on his actual district rather than national politics or let alone international politics. So
Right.
uh, he'll just go along to get along. Not to mention like his seat's not like the most safe seat. Like I think he won his last election by like maybe 3-4 points, something like that. But like by far and away, he's definitely the preferable candidate to the Republican. That should go without saying. But Megan was asking a little bit earlier. Let's see here. What do you think about
Yeah,
the
he had
Vallejo?
the lowest. He's been trending downward the last three elections. He
Yeah,
went from 55, just under 55, and then he dropped to just under 52%.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the general. In
Bis,
the
bis,
primary, he was at 49.75% in the primary. Not an
mhm.
indication of dominance.
No, yeah, and the district I'm in is not exactly a safe blue district either. Yeah, we've been and not to mention my roommates been getting a bunch of ads and
What up,
anti-ads
McDropout?
for
Good to see you.
hello, what's poppin'?
McDropout, where'd you drop out of?
That's a good question. Megan was asking, what do you think about the Vallejo Billionaire Project? I have never heard of that. I don't even know what that is or what it even
Vallejo.
it
Is it
means.
Vallejo or like pronounced Vallejo? But it looks
That's
like Vallejo.
I've always pronounced it as Vallejo. It might. That's actually a good question. I'll have to ask someone who actually lives there.
Dropped out of
Um,
university. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear
oh
that.
yeah,
That
man.
sucks. I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
The California Forever Project, backed by a group of Silicon Valley billionaires, aims to build a new city in Solano County, California.
I have
This
heard about that.
project, initially shrouded in secrecy, involves purchasing 50,000 acres of farmland to create a walkable, solar powered city for 400,000 residents. The project's 400,000. Wow, that's really going to make a dent. The project's proponents, including Jan Sramek, a former Goldman Sachs trader, yeah, that's what we need more of, have
Yeah.
faced significant opposition from local communities
Yeah.
and environmental groups. So this sounds horrible.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful. 50 fucking thousand acres. Damn.
For
I think
400,000 residents.
yeah, and jeez, I believe Zuckerberg has actually put money into that as well, if I'm not mistaken, because I have heard like a little bit about this. I think maybe
I
Newsom,
don't know.
Gavin
It's
Newsom, gave his input about it. I'm not fully aware of the project, but Megan says, yeah, you pronounce the "la" in Vallejo, so it would be like Vallejo with like the actual "la" sound. Yeah, no, that
okay.
sounds like a bad project. Yeah, fuck that shit. So Silicon Valley oligarchs and whatnot, they're
Solano.
like
Where is Solano?
Solano is North Bay, so like it's next to Napa County. No, actually, no, that I'm actually mixing that up with Sonoma. Solano
Solano County, California.
County is basically next to Sonoma
Oh,
County,
it's
Sonoma
way
and
up. That's
Napa,
been in between Sacramento and San
and Santa
Francisco. Is how
Rosa.
to think
Yep,
about it on the 80.
Yep. That's exactly
Yeah,
right. That's wine country right
they're gonna
there, or at
they're
least
gonna make that even more of a cluster. Isn't that already a clogged highway strip
uh,
with the 80?
sort of, kind of. The closer you get to San Francisco proper, is more clustered. So like not that county, more so like I guess Contra Costa and Alameda. But
Yeah,
like most of that is actually like wine country, farmland. A lot of it's the Delta. A lot of the Delta actually. So yeah,
sure.
it'll be a environmental nightmare. Like it's also kind of like a flood region, sort of,
Yeah,
kind of.
it
It,
sounds
it
like
it depends. Yeah,
they're gonna industrialize it, but call it green energy. So that's gonna make it okay.
sure. Yeah.
We got a project like that not too far from here.
hmm
Like, yeah, it's just a wind project that on at first glance you would think it would be a good idea, but then when you look into like who owns it at the end of the
hmm
day,
Yeah.
and you look at the environmental cost on the local habitat,
Yeah.
it's like the Green New Deal isn't perfect and it needs to
No.
be updated. I think it's like 10 years old now.
Yeah.
So
Almost. Yeah.
we need to update that thing because we can do better. Things have
Yes. Yeah.
there's been a lot more transparency on a lot of these projects, and I'm particularly focused on the ownership of these energy facilities
hmm
because I don't see why a private corporation should own it. I
Yeah.
understand hiring a private corporation to build it,
hmm
usually multiple corporations to build it, but owning it should be the municipality. I
Yeah.
just don't understand why you would have a company own and operate an American utility, and
Yeah.
because there's a lot
I
of like
couldn't agree
foreign
more. Like
companies,
PG&E is a big issue here. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's one of Josh Harder's wheelhouse issues. He definitely talks about that a lot. And how many of you are paying more for PG&E and this and that? And it's like the big beautiful bill is only going to ensure that electricity bills, power bills in general, get more expensive because we are um, investing more in outdated, dirty energy, and we're cutting subsidies to cleaner energy. Even though a lot, like clean renewable energy, is a gigantic market. It's a gigantic sector,
and
a
creates
part of the energy
jobs.
sector. Yeah, and it cuts costs, and yet
Yeah,
all that shit is being done away with for like like slowly becoming obsolete energy, and there's no reason to do that whatsoever except like line the pockets and do the favor and the bidding of the fossil fuel companies, and
right.
in the process that makes the energy bills for everybody in the state just
Go up.
just go up. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yep, yep. I've noticed it in my own bills for the last year. I track all my bills,
Yeah, yeah,
and
it's nuts.
yeah, they go crazy.
Yeah,
So
fortunately, in my town, the town has its own power grid that's not even within PG&E's jurisdiction. The only thing that PG&E takes care of here, I guess, is like heating, and I think that's it. Everything else, water, power, electricity, and whatnot, is handled by the city itself, which I wish more California cities would do. I think Sacramento has their own like power grid as well. I think SMUD takes care of the whole county, as well as neighboring counties as well. To the extent that
Tracy,
PG&E has any input there, I'm not exactly sure.
I like listening to your conversations because you discuss policy in more detail as well as election strategies. I don't hear much of either of that from the left.
Really
Yeah, we talk
appreciate
about
that,
pretty
Tracy.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy. We talk about pretty much whenever we want, but yeah,
Hmm.
those seem to be the top two. Um,
Hmm.
is just like simplifying the policy platform down into digestible terms for mass audiences
Hmm.
is really one of our big focuses. And then election strategies, how to sell those policies to large quantities of people over different media. Yeah, I mean, that's because it doesn't matter if you don't win, right? You can have all the
Exactly.
best policy ideas in the world. It doesn't matter if you don't have the politicians to go win the elections to get
Bingo.
the power that you need to actually make those policies reality. The
Yes.
problem is we got to dig deep. We got to go like we got to look to our grandparents for inspiration.
Hmm.
Some
Yeah.
pieces, people that are younger from me, maybe it's their great grandparents, but we got to seek inspiration from the greatest generation. Like we got
Yeah.
to like I'm talking about the depression era stuff
Hmm.
because culturally that's where we are. That's where we
Yeah.
are. Here we go. McDropout. Privatization is public theft. We really need to demand nationalization of any industry that we consider essential or required and stop playing along with publicized costs for
The,
private
the
profits.
the coolest thing that Gavin Newsom could do is basically publicize PG&E. Honestly,
You
like,
mean federalize or nationalize
well,
it?
I mean well, actually, I mean, because PG&E is not just a California.
No.
Uh,
They're,
that's right. No, that's right. I totally forgot. Like that's they also do business in Oregon and Washington as well. So yeah. So I I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. Like we don't exactly have all the answers, but we can definitely
if you
identify
get
a
enough
lot of the
political
issues.
power, you could do something like that,
Hmm. But
But
the
you
thing
probably
is,
have to
like,
like buy them out. You'd probably have to like buy out the people that own the utility.
yeah, it's just like identifying the issue is easy. It's like PG&E, a very powerful lobbyist. So like, as long as they make a lot in profits and are able to, you know, lobby for policies that benefit them,
Right.
nothing's really going to change.
Yeah.
Megan says because letting California government take over half of PG&E worked out so well. I mean, the California government's not the best when it comes to that um, as well. So I mean, I can't stand Gavin Newsom. He really
I know it's
like
tough to watch.
epitomizes. Yeah, he epitomizes like coastal elite. He's inauthentic. He's
I don't
weaselly. He
even
doesn't
care that
seem.
he epitomizes coastal elite. I just don't think he's that talented or skilled. I think he gets a I think he gets a lot of points for being the one guy that's actually stepping up and like trying some shit differently.
Hmm.
But I'd rather see a guy like Wes Moore do this.
Hmm.
And but until someone calls them white trash fascists, I'm not going to be satisfied. That's what I was on this space earlier, struggling to
Yeah.
come up with like what's the win look like. It's like somebody's got to step up and call them white trash fascists. Like
Yeah.
enough is enough. You don't need to do it with the Nazis. You don't need to, even though that's what they are. But someone's got to call them fascists. Like this is it's enough is enough. Like
Yeah.
we've had it, and
Gavin
he's not there
Newsom.
yet, but
Yeah.
he's getting close. And at least he's fighting back. He's doing something
Hmm.
aggressive, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't. We'll see where the drama leads. I
Yeah.
like it though. I mean, at least it's a
It's funny.
distraction. At least it slows. At least it slows him down. Slows Trump down.
Yes, like I think his trolling, as it were, is really effective because it causes MAGA and it causes, Trump's defenders and conservative pundits and whatnot to basically like try to make excuses for the way that Trump speaks, the way that Trump tweets, the way he posts, the way he talks about whatever it is, and it's clearly like poking fun at Trump's entire demeanor. It's just like if Gavin Newsom is being childish by doing that, you also have to say that Trump is childish the way that he conducts himself as
Oh
well.
yeah,
You know,
and Fox's
it's
hypocrisy is
yeah,
thick as fuck. Yeah, they
of
came on and are like,
course,
Gavin's just writing like a child, and it's like, dude, this is what Trump does. All he's doing
yeah,
is what Trump does, and you're saying it's like childish and juvenile,
hmm
and it's like the
yeah.
Trump is the one that started this shit. Gavin's just trolling him.
What
Like
I
it's
hate,
obvious.
what I hate the most is just how easy it is to control conservatives and the MAGA rights. You know, yeah, like
Well, they're a cult.
Trump is like such an easy target. It's so easy to pick apart, so
Dude, you
easy to make
got
fun of.
Epstein
Yeah,
now to
it
throw in
takes.
his face and to throw in any of his followers'
Yeah,
face. Like, just throw Epstein in his face and that'll shut up any MAGA trash
it's
motherfucker out
it's
there.
just pathetic that Gavin Newsom has to be the guy that's showing everybody like you can do this. You can act this way towards
I
them.
know.
You
At
can
least
poke
it's
fun at
somebody.
Trump this way. You can
At
get
least
under his
somebody's doing
skin.
it. Look,
Yeah,
dude,
sure.
I was a big Gavin Newsom hater after he did the interview with Charlie Kirk, and they were
I
joking about
still am.
how they
Fuck
went
that guy.
to kind of mediocre colleges and didn't really even try. In Charlie Kirk's case, he dropped out. But
Yeah,
Newsom like played baseball or whatever, and like didn't really take class seriously. So
it's
among
funny
other things too, he's
because
talking about how
Charlie
his like
Kirk,
his son like idolized Kirk and whatever and looked up
gross,
to Kirk. And like, what are you doing? And then he
disgraceful. Like
interviewed Steve
why?
Bannon too, and like
Yeah,
acting like this was normal shit, acting like this was just political players kind of shooting
no.
the shit. And it's like,
He's
no,
cuddling
these
up.
people are evil, dude. These people are
hmm
evil.
he is coddling and cuddling up to MAGA way too much for me to be like to ever be fucking comfortable with. Without a doubt, and not to mention like Charlie Kirk. Like this is not someone for anybody to look up to, let alone your goddamn son. Like
Right.
there was one point where he believed that the Republicans should be a bit more secular in their overall strategy, and those days are long fucking gone. And
Yeah.
nowadays he's like literally just like full on mask off Christian nationalist
Yes.
theocrat. Yeah, it's like he'll go wherever the fucking wind blows if he feels comfortable enough doing so, and he'll also do like what his handlers say. There are few people on the conservative right in the conservative media space who are as transparent as Charlie Kirk. I mean, even South Park is like directly like showing like, oh, this guy will just say anything as long as it gets outrage,
Yeah.
and he picks on the most vulnerable people to debate with, and
Right.
deceptively edits his clips to make it
Right.
seem like he's smarter and owning the libs
Of course.
that he engages with. Yeah,
Of
it's
course. But the
anybody
guy
who
is such a
see this like
loser.
fuck.
Like
Yeah,
he's like Jesse Waters. Like the people that the conservatives have as their like media reps are just such douchebag loser idiots that you would have to be a fool not to see them that way.
hmm
And like Tucker Carlson, really?
yeah, no,
Like you think that guy's smart? You think
God,
Jesse Waters has something to offer? You think
no,
he has anything good to offer? Do you
no, of
know
course,
how to evaluate people like based on the way that they look and talk and
right,
listen? You
yeah,
know? Of
yeah,
course they. And the answer is no. The answer is no. Right? Whenever you start doing that, like, oh my God, how can they not get it? How can they not get it? They're crazy. They're stupid. They're
yeah,
ignorant.
yeah, yeah, no,
They're
of
just
course,
underdeveloped human beings. I'm sorry. It sucks. It sucks
yeah,
to talk that way. People are so afraid to talk that way about their fellow human being.
yeah. They
Guess
just
what, America? You got at least 50 million and probably closer to 70 million MAGA
hmm
trash motherfuckers that don't give a shit about the Epstein files. That's what you got.
don't give enough
You
of
got
a
at
shit. That's
least
for
50,
sure.
probably, split the difference. You're talking about probably 60 million or more MAGA trash adults, voting age.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially pathetic because these people would literally do anything just to further their careers, even if it means like taking positions on certain issues that they themselves personally might not ideologically agree with or align with, but if it generates revenue because of the clicks and engagement that they get,
Right.
they'll fucking run with it. They'll
Yep.
see how far they can take it, and like they'll make it as vague as they can until they don't have to, and then they'll fucking drop it.
Yep.
It's like all these people who like virtue signaled about releasing the files of this, that, and whatever. And when it came to Epstein, a whole lot of them backed away because the big man is not too happy about this because he's fucking implicated, and like
Yes.
anyone with half a brainstem knows that.
Yeah. I mean, Epstein is the ultimate trump card right now. It's just shut the fuck up, MAGA. Until I see the Epstein files, I don't want to hear it. Like
Yeah.
you're defending a fucking pedophile.
Hmm.
Like kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
Uh,
We are going to
yeah.
have a guest on next week, this
Oh.
time by who I know from the comedy world, and he's got some opinions that I actually don't know much about yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be controversial. So it'll be fun to
What day
have
would
him
that
on.
be? Because
Either Tuesday or Wednesday, either one, whatever. We'll figure it out.
okay, because the thing is, I might be in Bakersfield for work, so I'm not exactly too
Okay,
sure
we'll figure it
if
out.
I'll be free. But yeah.
Well, whatever.
Hey, thank you, B Cat. Really appreciate that. Their new album comes out in 2 days, and I could not be more excited.
The
The
Nazi
friends,
groypers
fuck them.
love Newsom now.
That's such a bad sign, dude. Yeah. Did you comedian saw an article today about, do you see Bill Clinton judge blocked the Epstein files release? Really now? Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me one bit. There- it's a big club and you ain't in it.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, pathetic.
Those are they're coming out someday, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an election. It's gonna be an election issue, and so is Luigi Mangione.
Hmm.
Those are gonna be election issues. Those are gonna be part of what some people call the purity tests, and I'm not for like necessarily purity tests. I am for just litmus tests, like basic. Are you for universal health care or not? You know, are you
Yeah.
for housing? Are you for education? Are you for like actually, instead of spending money on the military, spending money on these things? Um, so
Yeah,
then
it's
you can be
like
welcome to the left. But it's time
yeah.
for the moderates to kind of chill out for a while and listen and let the lefties who have been saying that nothing even remotely resembling conservatism is useful to building a equal opportunity society in today's
Mhm.
global economy.
Yeah.
Nobody has been saying that louder than the progressive left for the last 45 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It it shouldn't be like people need to understand like they're like people who vote for the Republican Party like generally are just they just don't care enough about the issues and how it will like the platform of the Republicans, the bills they pass will directly and negatively impact their lives, and they're about to get a rude awakening. Like I have seen countless anecdotes at this point of people regretting their vote for
Yeah,
Trump and
yeah,
basically seeing the light. Like I can't believe I fell for this. There's so much of it. It's ridiculous. Um, Megan pointed this out, and I guess this is something that I actually saw Gavin Newsom repost, and it was basically comparing Gavin Newsom's family to JD Vance's family, and yeah, Megan says it was straight up Nazi father because Gavin's got the white Anglo-Saxon family, like pure whiteness, whereas JD Vance's family, like he married an Indian chick, if I'm not mistaken,
yes.
and they have kids, and so
Hmm. He's
no, no,
Catholic.
no surprise the Groypers love it, like Tracy was just talking about. Yeah,
Make dropouts in with some knowledge. They blocked the grand jury transcript, but those are never released. Here's hoping Congress will have more luck getting the Epstein files released. I
fingers
think
crossed.
I think there's going to be. I think if just wait until 2029, and I think whoever wins that presidency will have both houses of Congress, and they can unseal them.
I
And they
hate
can,
I
that'll be when it happens.
I hate how mentally prepared I am for Gavin Newsom to be president in
Yeah, me
2028.
too.
I hate it. Fucking,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
annoying,
oh
but
my
it's just a
god.
foregone conclusion. And
No,
at least
for sure.
maybe if he gets like big time healthcare passed, it'll be worth it. Like I was talking on this
Maybe.
space about it today. I think the most reasonable expectation, because you always want to be managing your expectations in politics and especially in American politics, is to be able to influence him once he's in power,
Sure. And
and
and that's a
maybe
good
influence him
approach.
by way of like some new exciting candidates for Congress, because you're gonna
Yeah.
have two elections by the time
hmm
he's president.
Yeah, maybe politically it'll sway him a bit more back to the left when it comes to the Overton window and whatnot. But I'm not holding my breath, especially when it comes to substantial healthcare reform, because he's already fucking like taking apart Medi-Cal here in California. Like he totally buys into the whole abundance thing that's being peddled by neoliberals
Yeah, I
right
know.
now, and,
I
and
know.
like the deregulation of shit. And don't get me wrong. I'm neutral when it comes to certain aspects of deregulation, because with it could come cheaper housing, because zoning laws in California are fucking ridiculous. But of course, there's a balance to be had. There's an extent to where deregulation could be a bit too much,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to um, corporate ownership of single family households and whatnot, and allowing entities like, was it BlackRock, to just buy up like
Yeah, buy
hundreds of
up real
thousands of
estate
homes.
rentals. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're land. They're
yeah,
becoming your landlord.
that
Yeah.
should be a hell of a lot more fucking
Yeah,
regulated,
break
without a
them up.
doubt.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
gonna be the argument to take them over. Is just like just take it over, buy it at 10 cents on the dollar, whatever they paid for it, and let them go to hell.
right.
ABS, anonymous bastard of society, says, "What hope do
Hello.
we have now that the Texas Democrats decided to return for the quorum?" Well, I
Did
mean, I
they?
think Gavin's got that redistricting threat that he's
Yeah,
making, so I think that'll probably happen. That'll
that's
put
the
in
hope.
there'll be a domino effect, and California wins. So
I will admit it is
I'm
pretty
down. I'm
funny
down for war. I'm down
because
for war.
I mean, Gavin's really not fucking around when it comes to that, and I do kind of take solace in that, because he did say, like, Trump, you need to call off this redistricting effort in Texas. You need to like change course with it, or else I'm going to go through with it. Never did. Never called it off. They, and therefore it's like, well, you were warned. So now California's going through with it, and it's a really smart move. It's a genius move, in my opinion. And I don't think California's going to be the only one that does it. If it's all done right, it can basically like ensure um, that Democrats win the midterms, which was going to happen anyway if Texas didn't even threaten to do their whole gerrymandering fucking bullshit anyway and
I'm
redistrict.
fine with it, Tracy, because if it gets California to, I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. It is war. I don't care like if the rules have to be broken. Whatever hurts conservatism. Notice I didn't say conservatives. Conservatism. Whatever hurts conservatism helps America. So if we have to break the
hmm
rules or
Yes.
then rewrite the rules like the conservatives have done 1,000 times over,
hmm
and I know there's some examples of gerrymandering by Democrats in places like Maryland,
Sure.
but no, I mean, it's war, guys. Like
Yes.
Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller, get to know
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah.
Even when Elon Musk, it was transparent.
It's
Like when Elon Musk was the media guy, it was clear. Like they were looking at it as a war. Look at ICE raids. This is what fascism looks like. It's
I think
here.
what's really funny about this whole redistricting kind of charade is, I really do think the Democrats were lying in wait, just hoping that the Republicans would like start this fight, because I'm pretty certain, just based, just like from like an observation point, my perspective, they know that the Republicans would not win a redistricting fight like nationwide. Like if one state started it, then it would be like a domino effect, and like is the Supreme Court going to side with them, because like I think if it all plays out to its logical conclusion and like enough redistricting is done, gerrymandered enough, I think ultimately it does nothing but help the Democrats because like
Right.
the biggest population hubs around the
Right.
country are blue strongholds, and you
Yeah.
can divvy those up like to
So
make
you
it.
can just have those slice into the urban areas or the
Yeah,
suburban
exactly.
areas.
Just like
Yeah.
literally create more blue seats, like not even kidding. And so it's
Sounds good
like
to me.
yeah, it's a
That's what I'm saying.
genius move, and I think and the thing about the Texas Democrats, like Tracy brought up, um, I think the reason they returned is because basically the Texas House didn't back down. They didn't signal that hey we're not going to go through this after all, and because of that, Gavin Newsom's like okay, it's on. we're going through with it. And now that I think that was relayed to the Texas Democrats, so they are all more than comfortable enough just letting the pieces fall where they may, because like even if Texas goes through with it, they're not going to win. Like like now that
No.
California is going through with it and multiple other states, it's a war that I don't think the Republicans are going to end up winning.
So check this out. There's a city in Iowa that is now implementing pro BDS policies. Did not know that.
Wait, pro implementing. Oh,
Pro BDS
really?
policies. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's one city that's doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not hear about that. That's
Yeah. I
pretty
didn't hear
cool.
about that either.
Interesting. Megan, touching on the California regulation stuff from earlier a little bit. More regulation on owning non-primary housing, less regulation on building and permitting stuff, but they'll never do that because then the government would lose money. That's right. and
Oh, so the
mhm,
BCAT has something good to say. Tracy, he is 100% is. Oh, I'm talking about Gavin.
mhm. Yes. Walking cliche of a politician. Absolutely right. Right. Very slimy. It would be the
Probably.
Buffaloes. Yeah. Yeah. It does kind of render Texas to be a bit more of a Republican stronghold, unfortunately, if that happens. But like that's the thing. Like they're all fucking hypocrites. A lot of Republicans, especially within California, are like, well, uh, de- Democrats make it so that way it's unfair to Republicans, even though like they get a certain amount, a certain percentage of the vote, they control more of the House and this, that, or whatever. And it's like it's enough of a blue stronghold to where donors, investors, and what have you would rather the Democratic Party maintain their control overall, like generally in the state, rather than risk losing it to the Republicans because they want things to stay the same. For lack of better phrasing, they rather have that reliance on that Democrat control like staying the way it is basically,
Right.
so that way they can get
Status
like
quo.
it's easy, yeah, it's easier to get
It's
what they
always the
want.
status quo,
Yeah.
man. Never underestimate the power of the status quo. You know, the whole 80-20 principle, the first 80% of the work takes as much time as the last 20%. It's not a 50-50 thing.
Mm.
Well, in terms of, you know, the, status quo and power over change, I think it's an 80-20 principle as well. I think
Mm.
80%. I think you're up against what is that, a 1 to 4 chance of success against the status quo. 1 to 4. So basically 20% chance of success. Oh, obviously
Right.
come back to that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's actually worse than that. It's worse
Hmm.
than that. I think that's
Right.
optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, and every state is different too, so it's going to be a
The
long drawn
states is
out
the fucking
process.
problem. The
Yeah.
states is the fucking problem. The fact that we like have the state set up that we do, the framers never intended for the country to grow the way it did. They never could have predicted like South Dakota and North Dakota and all these other fucking states that have very little going on other than industry and a handful of people to like operate the factories and shit. And
Yeah.
it's just not that many people in a lot of these states, and yet they have as much political power in the Senate as California does.
Exactly. Like seriously, the way that the Senate is made up is beyond ridiculous. Like
If we just
what?
didn't have the Senate, if it was just all Congress, then maybe it would
Hmm.
work.
Yeah, I would agree. Honestly, like why should Wyoming or Montana have two senators each
Right.
when they have like what 2% of the population, if that, that California does? Is
Wouldn't
ridiculous.
be a problem if those people were educated and traveled outside of 100 miles from where they grew up, but they don't.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't, and they're
Yep. Yep. Yep.
miserable people. Like I'll plug the "I've Had It" podcast because that has just been rip roaring, and
Oh
she's
yeah.
speaking my language. I forget her name, but the lead commentator on "I've Had It" podcast is great, and she just did Crystal Kyle and Friends,
Huh.
and Hassan was just on their show, and
I. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, she's
I
great,
just.
and
Yeah.
it's like she's a classic. Jennifer is her name,
Uh huh.
and she's a classic example of someone that would call themselves liberal, but when you sit down and you explain to them the difference between liberal and progressive, they're going to pick progressive. And I was a little bit disappointed that I still haven't seen anyone ask her that, like, are you liberal or are you progressive? Because there is a difference. And like that's my value proposition to politicians is if you want to simplify things, fine, that's simplify, but you got to simplify it in a way that's specific and useful, and it it might sound academic, but it's not.
Hmm.
It's just basic understanding of schools of thought about how to manage the relationship between government and citizen.
Hmm.
And conservatism has had its day, neoliberalism has had its day, and now progressivism needs to come back
Hmm.
because we had it going on. We were walking that walk with FDR, and then he fucking died, and his second Bill
Hmm.
of Rights, which included healthcare,
Yeah.
housing,
Hmm.
education, employment, protecting farmers, and Social Security,
Yes.
then we would have gotten there maybe. But the poor
Yeah.
bastard, the office just wore him out.
Yeah. Yeah. I I saw a couple shorts that Hassan posted when he went on that podcast. What was it called again?
I've had it.
I've had it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and they said,
ABS weighing in. Hold on, real quick. Let me get
yeah.
this one real. On a scale from 1 to 100, how badly do you think Trump's executive order to end voting machines and mail-in ballots will fuck the midterms in
I don't
2020
think
elections?
it
I
won't
mean,
do
if
much,
it,
and here's why. The states kind of control their own elections, so
yes,
to the extent it'll like, and not to mention the executive order, it's like how is he even going to enforce that to begin with? But they're trying to pull out all the stops. They're trying to do anything and everything they can. But I mean, for fuck's sake, this whole redistricting thing wouldn't even have come to fruition, or even have been floated if Republicans weren't convinced that they were going to lose the House come the 2026 midterms. I think, like, if they wanted to go like drastic with it, we would have like figured that we would have seen something by now. But like we're just seeing all these little tricks and just here and there, and they don't really amount to much at all. And this just happens to be one of them. So
yeah.
maybe that's me being a little optimistic about it, but
Well,
we'll
I
see.
will say that what I was impressed by in the 2020 election was the resilience and surprising transparency in how each state really takes their election seriously, and the framers did do a good job of setting it up so that the states take care of their own elections and then they collectively empower the federal government.
Hmm.
So to prevent election fraud, they put it on the states
Right.
to be responsible in and of themselves. Because
Yeah.
that's what people don't realize about the Electoral College. Yeah, it had to do with the slave states, that was part of it. But the
Hmm.
big fear the framers had about national elections and wanting the states to have favor the rural states was city mob bosses. And it wasn't just the rural states, it was the rural areas.
Hmm.
And it was city mob bosses. They were worried that city mob bosses would basically get together and handpick the president and tell everybody in their cities to vote for that person for president.
Right. Yeah.
And that stopped being a thing after Kennedy.
I actually learned a little bit about that during my visit to the Mob Museum in Las Vegas. So
Mm.
there's definitely something to that.
When'd you go to Vegas?
Oh, that was back in late April.
Oh, nice.
I went down there for I probably mentioned it. I went down there to see a concert, and I ended like
Oh yeah,
gambling at Planet Hollywood and the Cosmopolitan.
nice.
Yeah.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude. I hate capitalism, but Vegas is fun.
It really is, dude. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Vegas is a good time. I want to go see some stand-up comics if I go to Vegas next time.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Megan was saying, aren't there like 8 states with no Republican representatives, despite like 30 to 50% of the population being Republican and having majority Republican
So I
areas?
think Massachusetts is the only state that's all Democratic representatives.
That was the first state that she said. Apparently, there's a
Yeah.
few more. She said Massachusetts, because I asked which eight
Yeah.
states, and yeah, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. New Hampshire is interesting because I think there are a lot more.
Republicans there.
Yeah, yeah. Rhode Island, Hawaii, Delaware, New Mexico, Connecticut. Interesting. A lot of those make sense. New Mexico, I
Mostly
did
New
not
England.
know. I thought New Mexico had a little like at least like one rep. It's I mean it's there's not many people that live there to begin with. So I mean I guess that makes sense. Interesting. Yeah.
All right.
hmm
Let's see. We talked about Newsom.
hmm
Talked about foreign policy as one big distraction. We talked about you going to visit your local politician and being pretty
hmm
impressed.
Yeah.
Um, I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
cool.
I've got hopium. I've got hope. I've got hope about the future. I think,
Yeah.
going back to my alcoholic or slash drug addict analogy, I think we're coming out of the gutter a little bit in terms of people
Yes.
waking up to the fact that we have a problem. Right?
Yes.
What's that step that they said? The first step is the hardest step because the first step is admitting you have a problem, and
The I
America is realizing that it's got a fucking problem.
what was it called? The I'm Fed Up podcast? So was that what it
I've
was
had it.
called? I've had it.
Yeah.
So I actually so like I was saying and this ties into it perfectly. Like I really do think there are a lot of people that are really waking up because I saw the same exact thing at the town hall I attended as well. When they had I saw a short when they had Hassan on. They were basically like in full agreement. Like Democrats need to start fighting back. Like we need
Yes.
people like with a spine. And I was watching or listening to the Majority Report earlier today. It's like we need to primary like Hakeem Jeffries. Like the fact that
Yes.
he's still going on these shows
Yes.
and there's
Did
absolutely
you see?
nothing to
Okay,
him at
so
all.
everyone's
Like
talking
come
about how
on.
great Jon Stewart is. Did you see his interview with Jeffries?
Uh, who's interviewing Jeffries?
Did you see Hakeem Jeffries get interviewed by Jon Stewart? It was a while
No.
ago. It was a
No,
while ago. It
I
was
don't
like
think
3 or 4 months
so.
ago. But check it out, dude. It was ridiculous. Like Stewart was really accommodating and putting up with his bullshit. Like I'm telling you guys, it's not just the case with storytelling. Specificity is the key to discerning valuable information
hmm
and useless information.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
not specific,
hmm
it's really not that helpful.
Yeah.
So Hakeem Jeffries doing his little talking with his hands, acting like, "Oh, I'm so relatable because I know how to talk with my hands,
He's so robotic. It's so
but
funny.
someone taught me how to do it, so it looks forced as fuck."
That's exactly how he does it too. That's so fun. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's
It's
a rhythm.
it's
It's
so
da 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 da
transparent.
da da da
Yeah.
da 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 da
That's exactly
da
how he does it. It's so
da.
funny. God
It's
damn it,
not
dude.
like it's like poetry, dude. It's like really bad poetry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like really bad poetry.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tracy. He does have dead eyes, doesn't he? He does have
Re-
dead eyes.
really.
He's empty. He's a stuffed shirt.
hmm
Democrats are stuffed shirts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of dead-eyed Democrats,
Yeah.
I do. I have heard a few things about um, a little bit of arm twisting being done by Chuck Schumer in the Senate. I think there is from what I've gathered, an attempt being made by Schumer and Senate Democratic leadership to perhaps win the Senate come the midterms. and it's a long shot. It's a really big long shot, but a couple names I've heard: Sherrod Brown, even though he lost his Senate seat, he's being tapped to like go after JD Vance's empty seat. Um, I think Janet Mills, the governor of Maine,
Right.
her term is ending. If she goes after Susan Collins' seat in
That'd be
Maine,
great. That'd
that'd
be
be
great.
fantastic. Yeah, and
That'd be
not
great. She
I think
sucks.
there's another seat. I think I don't know if it's Murkowski or the other Alaska senatorial seat, but they're trying to go after that one as well. And then there's another one that I forget off the top of my head. But the Democrats do need 4 Senate seats to get the majority
Right.
back, and it's still a long shot. But the fact that this attempt is being made and there's some rumblings about it, it's like fucking finally, please, for God's sake, yeah.
All right, man.
I guess one more thing here from Megan.
Yeah.
Last time I was in Vegas, I saw a BLM protest. Hell yeah,
Cool.
and a free All American Reject show in the same weekend. That's awesome.
Nice.
Their All American Rejects are actually playing at Aftershock here in about 6 weeks. I might be able to catch this set. I'm not sure yet. But when I was in Vegas, out there in front of the of Planet Hollywood was I guess you can call it a little protest, but it was the Black Israelites. Yeah, you know who
Nice.
those are? Like
Yeah.
they're
Black
like
Jews.
the original Hebrews or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I found that to be a bit amusing. But yeah,
That's awesome.
Vegas is tight. I mean, if the drop in tourism
There's some good
that's
deals
been
going on right
reported,
now.
probably, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there's some
I
good
wouldn't be
deals going on right
surprised.
now.
Like I
Yeah.
like as good of a time as any to go.
Yep. Yep. All right,
Alrighty,
man. Well, I guess we'll just remind everybody that you don't get change in America by asking nicely, and please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I really could use the subscribers. Please share it with your friends. Get them
yes,
to
thank you
subscribe
guys.
so I can hit 1,000 by the end of this year. It'd be really nice to hit 1,000 by the end of the year.
Hmm.
Notice how conservative my expectations are, considering I'm at 567 right now.
It can happen.
But if
You can pop
I
off,
mean,
go
yeah,
viral.
no, I mean, well, hopefully I don't even need to.
Sure,
If I'm
no, of
averaging
course,
about one new subscriber a day, but I need
hmm,
more. It's tough.
of
I gotta,
course.
with that said, I gotta crank out some more essays because
Hmm.
that's my meat and potatoes is my essays. But it's not like I see a huge spike in growth on my subscribers once I get a new essay out there.
Right.
It's not how it works. But
Yeah, it
anyway,
all depends.
um, Stap, any last words?
I think that's it. I'll keep in touch with you about next week
Yep.
because I'm covering for my works Bakersfield brand, so I'll probably be down there for a couple days next week. But I'll let you
All
know for
right.
sure.
All right, y'all. Remember, you don't get change in America by asking nicely. We'll see you next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be on no matter what, and Stat Pat will hopefully be able to make it.
Absolutely. You guys have a good night.